Well, folks, my dad's coming over. The plan is to try to figure out what we're doing with the suspension and also weld the frame on the back of the tracker. So really looking forward to finishing up some stuff today. Hope you are too. As you can see, Gabe is back here. He's wanting to grind the back corner and make it a little more suitable for our welding. So he's going to take off this little slag part here, off the sides and off the top. My brother did try his best to clean up the back corner and make a 45-degree angle for our welding, but again, it was proven to be quite challenging, to say the least. After Gabe did his grinding, I came back with the die grinder with a sand wheel on it and cleaned up the surface area. That way the welder could adhere to the metal properly. Once the frame on the tracker was prepped and ready, we took the new piece of frame out to the driveway after marking it and cut it with a grinder. With some modification and some hammering, we were able to get the new frame to slide over top of the old frame on the tracker, which let us get ready for the welding. Please be advised, as we are about to weld, I did darken the videos. However, you will still see a bright light. Proceed at your own risk. Before welding all of the sides, my brother and I put tack welds on each corner. That way the new piece of frame was stabilized to the old frame. And here's Gabe admiring his $10 an hour welding job. Yeah, but don't worry, my welding job isn't that much better. The sides proved to be quite a challenge for Gabe as the metal was so thin, but he did a pretty great job considering. I'm just gonna zoom in to make fun of your welds, but then my welds are just gonna be just as bad, if not worse. There you go, that's Gabe. Oh gosh. Gabe's welds, not bad. Thin metal, didn't work out so hot. And now you're gonna see my awful welds. It's gonna be a great time in the neighborhood. Here's me trying to shine up my welds to make them look a little bit better than Gabe's. I don't think that really did the trick. Wait for my off on this. Yes. Not great either. But it works. Leave me alone. Well, we have some decently big changes happening to the tracker today. I'm gonna go over some things that we decided not to go with and what we're doing instead. So, problem number one. On the back of the tracker, we are supposed to have a stem style top to the shock. Stem is like where it looks kind of like a bolt coming through. And as you can see, what ChatGPT gave us was not the right choice. Not the end of the world. I'll come back to that. And then for the front, needed a shock tower, and as you can tell, this is not a strut, and this is not a strut. We were even thinking about modifying this to make it work for the back. Not worth it. So there was that. So we'll come back to this. This is problem number one. Problem number two. This is supposed to be the coil for the back of the car. And honestly, this isn't too bad. Just a little too wide. It would probably fit back there. Okay. And the coil for the front, which is supposed to be much smaller, is not smaller. So we were thinking about switching these up and putting the bigger coil in the rear and the smaller coil up front. But again, we would need to do some modification, whether it be cutting the coil to make it shorter. And then even still, I would need to make like a mount or a sleeve, if you will, because what it mounts into is a smaller diameter. So it was going from about 4 1/4, which is currently on there, to 5 1/4, which is, again, we would need an extra 1/2 inch all the way around on the diameter. Not doing that, so this plan A is out. So plan B, we are instead going to put in some spacers. I'll take those out of the box in a second. So these spacers are going to fit up top, on the back, and on the front, and we'll keep the original coils. And then as far as the shocks, we found out that you can get Mustang shocks, some old Mustang shocks that do have a stem style for the back. So we're going to put new shocks on the back, and then we will potentially keep the front struts, just add in those spacers. So let's do it. With the spacers that they gave us, there's 2 different sizes. Okay, so it's really important that we get the right size. And from what I understand online, the one that is longer, more tall, is going to be for the front, while the not as tall one is for the back, which kind of makes sense because, well, as you can imagine, the front's bogged down by the weight of the engine and all that, so there's more weight up front, less weight in the back. So we're going to put this in, that way everything works out pretty well. To make sure it's not too sketchy, just going to add a jack stand to each side down here, which should hold the frame just fine. And then from here, after we add in the jack stand, we're going to drop the jack down off of drop the jack and the rear diff down. Spring is off the top there. We're going to add in the spacer and then add the spring back in. probably one of the more satisfying things is when the shock fits perfectly into the hole. That'll do it, folks. I mean, at least for the rear. Gotta clean up my mess from welding the other day and all that, but I'll give you a little look as to see what it looks like. Give you a close-up of what it looks like now. Got everything on there. So new shock, Mustang shock, and the puck with the coil. But she's on there. Feels good. Same thing on this side. Puck on the coil. Mustang shock in. Of course, you need to take off all the zip ties and stuff. But let me just measure one last time to see where we're at. Yeah, I mean, we are sitting way higher, which is great. So roughly 16. All right, I love it. 2 inches. So next thing we'll do is we'll move on to the front and work with the strut up here, and then hopefully get 2 more inches up front. I hope you liked the episode. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you in the next one.